Hi, I'm Shanna Schutte, author, speaker, and dating and relationship coach for Single Over 30. This is my husband, Clark. He's going to help me again this week answer a question for one of the women in the Single Over 30 community. And she wants to know when you should bring up the topic of sex, specifically that you don't want to have sex outside of marriage. You know, how should you say it and when should you say it? Stay tuned.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, can be kind of a sticky topic, and it's difficult. And I just want to say that I understand this is a challenging subject to address in relationships, especially in our culture today.
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of singles who are older, single women, will grapple with. I know it's something that came up in my life. When you don't want to sleep around, when you're not interested in a hookup, when you want to stay out of bed before you commit in marriage, it can be kind of a challenging thing. So, I'm going to turn it over to you first to give me your perspective, and then I'll say what I think.
I said before, it's tough because, look, every guy is different, and guys are different now than they were. And I have a very conservative view of this, that I understand a lot of guys who particularly have never been married before, or even in a committed relationship, may not share. So I say all that to say, I think you have to bring it up. Sooner than later, not too soon, not creepy too soon, but sooner than later. And I just think you need to lay it out. And if the guy doesn't respect that, he's not your guy. And yeah, but I think point is, when do you say it? Sooner than later.
Okay, when you said, I want to interject right here, because you said not creepy too soon. So what is creepy
too soon? Is like I said, first date, right? You just met the guy online. You don't know him other than maybe what you've talked about online. You're meeting him at the coffee shop for the first time, and 10 minutes in the conversation, say, by the way, I just need to tell you, I don't believe in sex before marriage. Because, again, it's good. I would err on the side of sooner, but if it's creepy too soon, because as a guy, what you might be hearing is, I know this is what you really want. And like in my case, it wasn't, actually. I shared Shanna's values with that. And so if Shanna would have said 10 minutes into our first conversation, by the way, Clark, I just need to let you know, I'm not going to sleep with you, I would have said, it's almost insulting.
Yeah, I wasn't asking you to.
I wasn't intending to. So
right.
Why are you presuming about me? Mm-hmm. Having said that, I know a lot of guys probably don't share that.
Yeah.
So I understand the problem.
And encouragement. There are men out there who do share that value system. And I agree with you. I think it's sooner than later, but I think it's about the timing. And I also don't think it's something that a woman needs to be anxious about and thinking, oh my gosh, when am I going to tell him this? I think it's something that will come up in the normal progression of conversation as you get to know each other. If you wanted to kind of throw some stories out there or share your values about other things that are related to that, it may just come up in the conversation. And you can ask clarifying questions too. That's better than telling, like, hey, I'm not gonna sleep with you. It could be, a question, well, what do you think about, these are some things that have come up in our culture, what do you think about them? That may open up the door for conversation. So should just
Could
come
you
up.
Could you say, tell me about your last relationship, maybe? Is that a weird question to ask?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's
because it may come up that way too. Who knows?
Yeah, and sometimes they say don't talk about your relationships on your dates, but I think as we get to know someone, a man, in the progress of a relationship, you go through stages, right? Or you should go through stages. So immediately you're not exclusive. You're getting to know someone as an acquaintance the first few months, then you become friends after that, and then you could think about exclusive dating after you know someone for 6 months or so, because you are starting to know their value system. Again, I don't want to put too stringent of rules around things because relationships can happen in different ways, but these are some principles to follow. Because in the initial stages, you really don't know someone's value system. You don't know what they think is important. You don't know how they're going to treat you. You may think you do, but you really don't know them. And so you'll just find out about who they are within the context of conversation and what their values are.
And you want to have that conversation about sex before the expectation of sex will have come up. Whatever stage of that is in your relationship, you want to make sure you've had that conversation before you're in this situation.
Yeah. And if a guy says, well, yeah, I believe in that, or I share your values, and he continues to push your buttons or to tempt you, and he says, no, I really do believe it, then you might do a double check and go, is he really, or is he just trying to play me? Because that can happen sometimes too. Right. And also to recognize that if a guy, maybe he messes up, or he, I don't know, he does something that's inappropriate towards you, what you're looking for is a repentant heart. You're not looking for perfection. You're not looking for somebody
for someone who respects you.
Who respects you, but you're looking for someone who will feel bad and be able to apologize and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I hope that's answered the question about,
tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I think it takes some discernment, and just treat other people the way you'd want to be treated. Be respectful and kind toward them, and don't be defensive, because they're really
don't be afraid to have the conversation.
Yeah, and don't.
It does need to be said before you get in some weird situation.
Yes. Oh, and one last thought. Some women are afraid of scaring guys away, but what you're going to do when you do have that conversation with the guys, you're going to weed people out. You're going to find out who shares your values and who doesn't. All right. Hope that's been helpful. See you next time.